What's up, guys? Today we were working on a 2009 Acura MDX with a Honda J Series V6 engine. We're doing the spark plugs on this thing. It's not hard, not really hard at all. There's a lot of room back there between the firewall and the rear spark plugs. So right there I'm showing you the rear spark plugs. It's a 6mm wrench or Allen key wrench that you need to get the bolts off for the coil packs, all 6 coil packs. There's actually 3 in the back. All 3 in the back have to come out, all 3 in the front have to come out, but you have enough room back there to sneak your hand back there and break loose the bolts that hold on the coil packs. After that, I'm just reaching back there and breaking the connector free, getting the connector free and clear of the coil pack. You just squeeze the side together, and as you're squeezing on the side, it just pops up, or as you're squeezing, you just pull it towards the center of the engine. It should pop up and out. And then once you have all the bolts out and all the connectors off, you can go ahead, you can pull the coil packs out free and clear. And then that will give you access to the spark plugs down in the spark plug tubes. I know in some of the vehicles with the J Series V6, like on a Accord or Odyssey, there's less room back there between the firewall and the spark plugs. Right there I just showed you need a 5/8 spark plug socket, and I'm working on cylinder number 3. Just get a, like a 6-inch 3/8 extension with a 5/8 spark plug socket and a 3/8 ratchet, and just breaking it free and clear. Just pulling number 3 out. So you're going to go around and do this for all 6 of them. 1 through 3 and 4 through 6. 1 through 3 are on the back, starting on the passenger side, and then 3 through 6 on the front side. 4 through 6 on the front side, starting on the passenger side, and then leading to the driver's side. So right there is speeding up and getting the spark plugs 1 and 2 out on the back side. There are the 3 spark plugs that I've pulled out so far. They look okay, they look decent. They have been changed at one time. So I picked up some ruthenium spark plugs from rockauto.com. Ruthenium right there, HX by NGK. Supposed to be the latest and greatest, so we'll check it out. I'll install these and see what the customer says about them. I haven't been able to find much stuff about them, so it's going to be a good test. So right there I'm just comparing the old one to the new one. You can see the tips are a little bit different on the ruthenium spark plug, and the old spark plug, sorry it's out of focus, the old spark plug is a little bit worn down, so it's a good thing I'm changing these. Whoever had this vehicle before did not keep up on maintenance. So right here we're on the front of the vehicle, between the front spark plugs and the radiator, just pulling all the coil packs out, getting the bolts out, and then I discovered that there's an oil leak on cylinder number 3, which you can see right there, and it's due to a there's a O-ring on the top of the spark plug tube. And I installed that incorrectly, and the spark plug tube actually has oil in it. I'm showing you that right there in the mirror. And so I end up actually popping that valve cover off later that day and replacing it with Honda spark plug tube seal. If you can, always go OE on these valve covers and the spark plug tubes. I've had multiple, I'm not saying Felpro is bad, but I've had on more than one occasion Felpro gaskets or Felpro for this specific vehicle have leaked prematurely or were not the correct size. And comparing the Felpro spark plug tube seal to the OE Honda one, the Felpro was just a little bit shorter, so I think that's one of the reasons why it was leaking out. To reinstall them, I use dielectric grease. Dielectric grease I use at the bottom of the coil pack, or where the coil pack goes on the spark plugs, and I'll just get a little bit of that and put that into the tip of the coil pack. And then the anti-seize there is what I'll use on the spark plugs themselves. I know there's a big debate online, and I got guys emailing me every day. Oh, you have to use anti-seize on spark plugs. They have a layer of anti-seize on them already. Well, you know what? That's all good and fine for you If you want to do that, go ahead. But in my experience, I've actually seen spark plugs get stuck in heads, and it's a pain in the butt if they do. So you stick to your way, I'll stick to my way, and my way is based on experience. So I always put NACs on spark plugs before I install them into the head, and I suggest that you do too as well. So right there I have a rubber hose. It's I think it's a 5/8 rubber hose, and what I do with that, I go ahead, I put the end of the spark plug in there just like I'm showing you right there, and I use that as a guide to actually put the spark plug down in the hole, the recessed hole. Reason I do that is I have seen guys where they just drop them into the hole, and yeah, that you can do it, but you run the risk of changing the gap on the spark plug. And right there, I just put a little bit of NACs on it and just rolling it around the spark plug. This job isn't hard at all. Anybody can do this job. Only special tool you really need is a 5/8 spark plug socket. You can pick that up at O'Reilly's or AutoZone. And right there, I just lead it in, and I'll do this with all 6 spark plugs. Put the coil packs back on, put the bolts back in, make sure the connectors are good, and then you're ready to rock and roll. So there you go, guys. Alexa, what's the best car repair channel on YouTube?
BundysGarage is the best car repair video channel on YouTube.